a break. Let's talk about the Hey there. What do you think of my blue light glasses? My husband thinks I look like an old lady. But I've had them. I wear them inconsistently. I'm trying to be better about it when I'm spending time on the computer or my phone, especially for like long periods, because that can be a non-perceived stressor that your body doesn't like. It's what I'm learning with the blue light. And I've heard it for a long time, but I've just not leaned into it. So anywho, I just finished doing some finishing touches for the workshop. Just wanted to remind you, if you haven't heard about it, it's next Wednesday. I will put the link to it, but in short, it is really helping you create the foundational connection to your breathing, which I will say ad nauseum needs to happen for you to heal your core and pelvic floor issues. So very foundational understanding of that, specific to breathing. No other exercises other than breathing exercises. Yes, there's a replay, and so if you can't come to it or you're in a different time zone, you will get that after. While I'm taking a break, let's talk about the Obturator really quickly, because lots of you have it. I knew it. I knew it because it's so common. Common doesn't make it normal. If you're curious, yes, we can sort of find it not the best way. The best way is internally. It is very deep in the pelvis. Someone else has to usually find it for you, or you can find it yourself with a pelvic wand. But if you're curious and you're at home, hold on, I'm going to have to turn around and show you this butt. You're going to have your knees bent towards your chest, and then you're going to find that bony prominence, and you're going to hook your fingers around, and you're going to go deep around and in, so that you're getting really deep where you can touch it. And you can check if it's the right muscle. You can externally rotate your leg, and you should feel that muscle contracting. And then you can kind of put a pinpoint on it, like that could be a really good way to try that on yourself. Even for people who go to pelvic floor PT and people who feel a little on the fence about internal work, that's a really great way to access it externally as much as able. So I will follow up with ways to work on it. In general, Obturator stuff can look a little different depending on how you're presenting. So let's say you have a weak core and your pelvis is really spilling forward, diastasis recti, you cannot create a lot of tension across the abs. That obturator in the back can be stretched out, and it's going to be constantly working to help pull the head of the femur into a better position. Or you have weak glutes, and because the piriformis and obturator lie directly underneath that, if the glutes aren't doing their job, those little guys are going to try to do their job, and so they might be overworked. Or if you have a weak pelvic floor, the obturator ties into it. That could be trying to do the job of the pelvic floor. Or it can be weak. A lot of the studies that I mentioned show exactly this, where people are given rotational hip exercise strengthening to do, independent of any cueing on pelvic floor, zero pelvic floor specific exercise. And both groups will have had the same pelvic floor strength relative to each other. And then the group who does hip strengthening improves in their pelvic floor strength measurements without doing pelvic floor specific training. Or people who do hip strengthening alone see improvements in their urinary issues compared to those who don't. So